Hello, my name is Chinmay, and today I'd like to talk to you about emotional freedom technique, or EFT as it's known. I first stumbled upon EFT when I was studying for aromatherapy and Swedish massage. I wasn't really interested in it at that time. I was also a yoga teacher by then as well, and I was more interested in more traditional techniques, or so I thought. And then I learned a little bit more about EFT as it kept coming up in my life, and I discovered that it is actually rooted in traditional healing. It's a combination really of acupressure, which is obviously traditional Chinese medicine, and talking therapies, which of course our ancients, our ancestors have been doing since time immemorial. So I want to share it with you today and just give you some ideas on how you can use tapping in your life, and maybe give you an example as well. So the idea behind tapping is that it frees you of the emotional charge that any issue that you're having, any challenge that you're having might have behind it. So it allows you to have more creative solutions to whatever that challenge might be, and allows you to think more clearly. It takes away the sting, it takes away the human behaviour, and it also, from my point of view, stops me saying something that I might later regret, because that is fueled by emotion, and we want to come to it from a place of clarity and steadiness. So if we can do that in our life, then we will move on and move through life a lot more calmly, and probably upset a few less people. So in the emotional freedom technique process, we need to identify when we need it, obviously. So for example, if I give you one example to work with now, if I discover that the park behind my house, the council would like to build a tarmacked road right through the centre of it, I'm going to be pretty upset. And I can let those feelings stew in my consciousness for hours and hours and hours until I'm almost at boiling point. I'm so annoyed that we haven't been consulted maybe, or that the implications of doing that haven't been discussed. So to deal with this with EFT, I need to come up with, first of all, a rating. How mad am I? Well, we all know that we can go through our day and these things will just perpetuate. So say for example I get to 4 o'clock in the afternoon and I'm at a 10, I'm absolutely livid. So we would normally give it a rating between 1 and 10. 10 being, like ready to kind of punch someone. So I will then go to EFT and I will start with a statement about how I feel. And this statement is said in exactly the same way, no matter what the issue is or no matter how you're feeling. And you just basically fill in the blanks. So it's very, very easy to learn. That's what I like about EFT, is its simplicity. You don't need an MA to do EFT or even teach EFT. So we start with what's called the karate chop point, and it's between the knuckle here, the root of the little finger, and the wrist. And we tap with the three middle fingers. There are actually meridian points on those as well. So we tap here. Doesn't matter which hand you use, whether you're left or right-handed, it's fine. And we make this setup statement 3 times. And it's the same as I said, no matter what the problem. And it starts with, even though I feel, or even though I am so angry about this situation. And then you would say, I deeply and completely accept myself. Or you could say, even though I'm really angry about this road that's going to go through the park, I am so mad, I deeply love and forgive myself. Even though I know this is making me feel quite ill because I'm so mad, I deeply and completely accept myself. So we would make a similar statement to that. So you can change it a little bit, but generally you would start saying, even though I feel, or even though I am, I deeply and completely accept, or deeply and completely forgive, or deeply and completely love myself. Words to that effect. The words do not matter too much. It's just a guiding start, really. And then we will tap on different parts of the body. the top half of the body, and I'll show those to you now. This is what I call the ranting phase. So if you go on social media, we use social media as a release for our rantings now and again. It's quite therapeutic when you think about it. But after we've made the setup statement, we will go through different points on the body and actually say how we feel. So I start with the top of the head because it's easier to teach and easier for you to remember. So I might say something like, I can't believe how mad I am about this. And then we go to the centre of the eyebrows and we'll say something else. I'm really, really upset. And then we'll talk to the end of the eye, so on this little eye bone here, I would say something like, I am so mad about this situation. And then we type under the eyes, I'm really upset that this is happening in my backyard. And then under the nose, I'm so mad that they haven't even consulted me about this situation. I might even choose some words of despair. I really don't know what to do. I feel so helpless. And then I might tap on the I'll tap on the collarbones and I'll say something else like, I don't know what to do. I'm beside myself with anger. I really don't know what to do about this. I might even plead a little bit of insecurity. I might say, how can they do this to me? How can they do this to us? So we're tapping then under the arms, and this is where the bra strap is. So guys, you're just going to have to work it out. But it's about 6 to 8 inches below the middle of the armpit. How can they do this to me? And if you still feel like that, you could say it again. How can they do this to me? Between the eyebrows. You would normally do one round. So when you get to this point, you would normally just stop, just see if you feel any different. But if it's something like you're really seething, if it's a 10, you probably want to do a second round. So we'll tap on the top of the head. I'm going to say, I'm really livid about this. Middle of the eyebrows, I don't really know what to do. I feel so powerless because of this situation. I feel like it's totally out of my control. I really don't know what to do. I feel so useless in this situation. I really don't know what to do. I'm really, really upset right now. So I've got to the end of that round and something has changed. I mean, this is only a fictitious situation, but it actually happened with our rehearsal. What's happened is it's gone from me being super angry and feeling totally like livid and how can they do this to me, to I feel helpless, I feel powerless. So that's the real issue. It's not that I'm angry about it anymore, it's that I'm angry because I feel powerless in this situation. I don't know what to do for the best. So I might come to the end of the first or second round and take a deep breath. And then I will give it a rating again. And usually because the anger has gone, the rating will come down. So I've gone from feeling angry to actually feeling sad because I'm helpless. So then I can go on with the sadness. I can say, I'm still feeling really upset because I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do about this situation. I don't know whether I should speak to somebody about the situation. I don't know whether I should ring the council about this situation. And then I'm starting to find a solution, a creative solution, because I've taken the power of the emotion away. Maybe I can ring them. Maybe I can talk to somebody about this situation. Maybe I might feel a little bit less powerless, more powerful if I could speak to somebody about this situation. Maybe I could ring them this afternoon. So this is just a fictitious example, but this is typical of how EFT has helped me with certain things. So then I would take a breath here, and assuming that this is the transition that I've gone through, I might be able to give that anger that was originally a 10, maybe a 3, because the anger isn't there anymore. The helplessness has come out. I'm aware of it. I'm feeling sad. And because I'm feeling sad, I'm able to, instead of angry, I'm able to move on and find a solution, which might be to ring the council. So that's just an example of how it can magically transform what would seem like a totally helpless and hopeless situation. I hope that's given you a way of handling and thinking about your challenges on a daily basis. If you have any comments or questions, or you'd like me to give you some information, please leave a comment below. I'm always happy to hear from you. Thank you. Have a great day.